There you go, right in the money. Keep going. All right. Well, bought a truck yesterday. Not shocking. So I made an offer on this truck a couple years ago, and the owner called me up here, a few years later and said, well, you still want it for that price? Come and get it. So here it is, 1972 C20 3/4 ton 2-wheel drive. It is a fairly original truck in its entirety. The engine is not original, still a small block Chevy, not the original 350. It's missing its carburetor. There's an Edelbrock though on the seat, assuming it was on it or destined to go on it. And the classic story, ran when parked. It was a 350 truck originally. And we'll see here, as I'm kind of falling down, factory paint stripe. So this was a low cost factory option. You could opt for on these trucks. It's just 14 bucks. It's this little stripe that runs down the side of the truck. It was done by hand. They kind of had this like jig system that would like kind of line it out, and they just run brushes down the truck. Kind of uncommon, not really, can't really say rare. Typically more common than not on a lesser kind of opted truck. And in 1971, there was a truck kind of option package called Inflation Fighter that it was part of those trucks, and it came as part of that package. The same way a Cheyenne would come with lower moldings, and a Cheyenne Super would come with upper and lower moldings. The Inflation Fighter came with the paint stripe, and among a slew of other things as a no-cost option. Inflation Fighter was the idea of, hey, you get these things. It was a chrome bumper, full foam seat, and the paint stripe, along with a few other options for no added cost. You just opted the box and you got that. So you'll see them out there. They're kind of cool. 71 Inflation Fighters, and the most common place to see a paint stripe, but you do see other trucks that have them too, as well as this one right here. This is a 72, and it was an option from 67 to 72 all the years. And it seems to be kind of more common towards 71, 72. But yeah, this in a sense is the most uncommon sighting because it's on a white pickup, so it's a black stripe. And the only other color it would be black on, to my knowledge, is a light yellow pickup as well. So white and light yellow would have a black paint stripe. The rest of the colors would have a white paint stripe. So there, of course, is on my shop truck, the flatbed. And we'll see it there, and it's more commonly seen color, and that's white. Of course, paired with factory medium green. And this truck, of course, it's got some of our body panels that are missing it, but you see remnants of it there, got kind of washed away by the gas. But yeah, factory option. And it basically is right in the same real estate where the upper molding would be on these trucks. So kind of cool in a sense. It kind of almost me speaks of a time that we barely have any here because the original panel, paint panel's right there. Kind of speaks of a time, no longer with us, where they were, on the assembly line running brushes down the side of vehicles. Kind of more of a handmade kind of vibe to it, I guess I'm trying to say. So this truck's got it, and it's the most standout thing to me. It's just a silly little stripe, but it's one of the things about this truck. As I eyeballed it for years and whatnot, I was like, oh, that's cool. It's a paint stripe. It's a paint stripe truck. I call them paint stripe trucks. It's just because it stands out to me. It's the smallest little detail, but you can see that the extreme patina it has here is kind of dictated by that paint stripe as well too. The paint just started to fail above it and below it, but kind of where it was at, and it stands out. It makes you look. And I always like, of course, too, when they're 72s, because the small mount D29 mirrors we have here, which is 1 year only, are above it. Shows off the trim more with the smaller mount. The same kind of style mirror that is there on the Longhorn. Those, of course, are the DG4 stainless. But yeah, I think that these mirrors kind of pair well with upper level moldings as well as the paint stripe trucks. It's just kind of a cool look. But yeah, okay, so enough talking about the goofy little stripe. The thing is, well, it's pretty original. This is the only non-original panel, is this tailgate here. Not that any of these original panels really are that great, but it's here. This fender is beat up. Wrecked into. I don't know if they're trying to take it off. It's unbolted. I don't know if I can just throw a bolt in it and get that pushed back into place. We'll see. I might try that here today. Yeah, kind of rode hard and put away wet is probably the term used to describe it. But here she is, still existing. And again, the motor is not original. It's what appears to be likely a later motor. Carburetor is not in place. It was supposedly pulled off to get another rig running that was at the same property. But there is a Edelbrock on the seat, so I don't know if that was the carb that was on it or another carb due to replace it. But we've got a carburetor to possibly stick on it and try to get it running. But again, supposedly ran when parked kind of deal. It is what the Suffolk code tells us to be either a 1979 350 or an 80, I think 1 or 2 305 it said, or it is a 1970 307. But I don't believe that is true because it's got bits that are here, the intake and these valve covers and everything that would be that of a later motor. But we've got our correct brackets and everything, so it's like it had a motor failure of the original 350, and then just grabbed another 350 from a square body, jammed it in, put the points distributor in the newer motor and the old style brackets on the newer motor, which is good. It makes me happy because I love seeing all that stuff. I don't want the passenger side alternator or any of that junk. I like them the way they came with this style, front short water pump and accessory system. So power brakes, that was standard though. Nothing really too much underneath here. Oh, it does have power steering, and it still is all in place down there. It has a big radiator in it. Oh, come on. Automatic transmission. Maybe it's the other kind of cool part about it. It's a blue interior truck. It kind of has a nice contrast with the white and the little black paint stripe. There's our carburetor in question, whether it's off of it or going back on it or what. Got a bee here. Maybe a nest. Or is that a horsefly? That's a horsefly. I'm gonna get some brake clean. I'm getting him, or else he's gonna be biting me. Horseflies get bad out here this time of year. I shoot him off. He flew away. He knew he was gonna get it. They bite you and it hurts. It's not cool. Yeah, pretty original in here. AM radio. Off the spin. Show you guys the spin real quick. Do a quick little spin episode. We see paint stripe right there. D89, $14 option. Factory 350, power steering. It's got the gauge package, not just the bare base dummy lights. Blue interior. And we've got below eyeline mirrors. I was just also talking about there. D29s we see listed there on the SPID. Heavy duty rear spring and turbo hydromatic automatic. Full foam seat. It's got the extra foam in the seat. And of course, it's a base model we see as well. White exterior. So white with blue interior. And yeah, a radio. Automatic at 350. Not too much. Pretty sparse, really. No cigarette lighter. Just see a little cap there covering the deal. Yeah, kind of a cheap Charlie truck, really. White plain bumpers, still wearing. And oh, and also there it says heavy rear spring, but of course you'll see that's about leaf spring, so it is the standard, the base coil rear suspension. There's those big old coils in the back. So coil spring rear, Eaton rear differential. Still got the spare tire underneath of it. It's kind of an original truck in a lot of ways, kind of unmessed with, but just it got used. Oh, and we'll see here too. Still wearing some split rims. It's got on all four. Those will be coming off. I got some better tires and wheels to go on it. One of them's like a different size in the front, or a different, you can see it up there. It's kind of a goofy, junky tread Goodyear. Someone's like, it was the spare, because it kind of matches this one here. I don't know. Split rims is a spare split rim too. Oh yeah, it's all. So we got 6. There was another spare in the bed, so we got 6 split rims coming off this thing, and I got some normal 16s to throw on it that'll do it better in the time being, because one of these was flat yesterday. I pumped it up. It did take air. I'm assuming it's because it's got a tube in it, I'm guessing. But this was a flat one. Sunken into the ground. Got a couple hubcaps on it still. 2 in the front, I believe. Yeah, 1972 C20. White, black paint stripe, blue interior. 350, 350. What should we do with it? What do you guys think? It's going to sound like I'm sponsored by Dollar General here, but I'm totally not. And this stuff is totally awesome. Degreaser and cleaner here. I just kind of was talking about it in the video on yellow and white GNC, which this may come out before that video. But this stuff kicks ass, and for $1 a bottle, it's kind of hard to beat. So I bought a couple bottles here, so we're gonna get this thing cleaned up on a budget. I just spray it everywhere and just get to pressure washing, and it usually everything turns out pretty nice. So it does what it's supposed to do. I like it. That first pressure wash is so satisfying. Look at this. I mean, it's still kind of a ugly old greasy, still 350 or small block, I should say. We still don't know if it's 305 or 350 yet. We definitely see some blue showing through on these valve covers and whatnot, and blue ain't 72, that's for sure. Got a square body motor on our hands here. Check us out. This is kind of like, I can work with this now. Like, let's get this thing running. Let's get it running. Let's try and do that. Let's try getting it running. See if we can make something happen here. I'm gonna keep on washing on the thing though, but this is good enough for now. I got that good. So to do the outside of the truck, I got 2 bottles. I got one underneath the hood and one for the outside. I've got a big old mess of pine needles here in the cowl. Need to be vacuumed out, but we're gonna try to pressure wash this first bit. I'm gonna pop them wipers off of here and start dousing this thing in degreaser, and yeah, keep on washing away. All right, check it out. It's looking a lot better. All the mold and mildew washed off of it. Still got a million dents that are, well, showing now almost even worse than when they were covered in dirt and grime. Oh, I did also get all sorts of stuff kind of hanging, and I did also get, yeah, I got a big old mess right there. This fender bolted back up. It's still all bent up and wrecked up and kind of in terrible shape, but I got that bolt back in there, so it's not hanging out and dangling out there in the wind. So that looks a little bit better. All right, so I'm looking for the keys in this thing, and I'm not finding them. Gonna probably just have to replace the key cylinder. Not that big of a deal. But in my quest of looking for the keys, I did find some other cool stuff. We've got the build sheet. One of them, at least. Guessing this is one of the ones that's on the gas tank because it's in such intact shape. So we got a couple tears in it. They're really hard to get out from the seats. With, you know, having them stay intact, usually have spring imprints on them. So it's been kind of like sit something on it to get it to flatten out. It's been sitting kind of folded up for a long time. This basically shows the same information as that of a spid sheet does, you know, what the truck came with option-wise. And this was the sheet that was like taped to it as it ran down the assembly line for them to build upon, showing, you know, what each individual, you know, what type of shock, what type of transmission, motor, what optional this and that. And the spid sheet is kind of the final thing applied to the glove box to reference back upon, you know, for warranty and for service work when the trucks were, you know, being used and after new. So this was when it was running down the assembly line, and these sometimes, like again, stayed with the trucks. Usually one was packed in the seat, and sometimes one taped to the gas tank. And other places they could be too. I've seen them taped to the cab floors and other places. So the thing that's kind of cool about these though is it shows a little bit more information, and it's a little kind of easier something to read than a SPID. So we see our plant here. It's made in Fremont, California. What's cool too is we can just kind of barely make out here is it'll show typically what dealer it was headed to. And this is Price Motors in Omak, Washington, which I figured it was sold there. So this thing has kind of been in this dry 509 area code its whole life. On top of this, finding the build sheet, here's the owner's manual. It's missing the front cover, so it's not as pretty, but there's a 72 owner's manual. It's always cool to find one of those. And we've got, this is, I believe, the, oh, no, hey, there's the back page. That's the back page. Maybe the front's still floating around. I can tape back together. Some insurance paperwork, this and that, but we have here the protector plate, and this was basically the warranty information. And we see again there, Price Motors, Omak, Washington, sold to James Bone, brand new. And the story was he was one of the local doctors in the area. So it was a doctor that owned this truck, and it was his work truck on his farm. So pretty cool to find this stuff. I'm gonna put it back in the Ziploc baggie and keep it safe and keep it with the truck. Wish there was a key in here, but we'll keep looking, and I'll show you guys what I got going on with the interior. All right, so I did kind of initial cleaning here. There was like 6 levels and layers of floor mats to come all out, and like carpet and whatnot. And I'm looking for the key. I can't find the key like I just mentioned there. And I'm not having any luck. It's, I don't know. They seem to think one was maybe in it somewhere, and maybe it is. Well, it's kind of, oh, we got some extra, I don't know what that is. It's the extra belt, but that ain't no belt. It's something else. There's some other stuff. Yeah, original jack's still in it. Look at that. Just kind of see it there. Yeah, original jack, and the tools are right here. It's got a retaining spring. You can just kind of barely see. This is the tools for changing out the tire. We got our original seat belts still here in place, and I started kind of looking, you know, since there was 8 levels of floor mats. Check this out. We've got, sitting it sounds funny because we got 1, 2, 3, 4 protective layers over this original blue bench seat. Now, it doesn't feel terrible, and I can feel the line. Maybe that's in the layer beneath this, but I think I can feel the kind of different areas of the seat, and I'm taking these off. I might be opening up a can of worms. It might be the most torn up seat ever, but I think they actually kind of protected the seat because this floor mat actually isn't that bad. I mean, it's got a hole where your heel would go and whatnot, but this actually is better than all the layers of carpet and, you know, stuff I had on it. So I'm gonna slide the seat forward and take off this this cover. Oh, you know what? Man, wouldn't that be sweet? Let's see. Got these pockets in the front of these saddle seat covers. Is there a key in there? That'd be wicked, wouldn't it? I don't think we're gonna get that lucky. It's not looking like it. No. I'm gonna keep looking. Maybe it'll turn up here. All right. This cover's a little sticky. I didn't remove those seat covers to find a pristine seat, but I wasn't really counting on that. I was just hoping for that. The foam's still good though. It kind of kept the foam good over all those years. It's still good over there. The cover's like totally missing, and they had like duct tape holding together, then the blue tarp, and then 5 seat covers. And if like you're sitting on top of a bunch of duct tape, a blue tarp, and 5 seat covers, so it felt funny sitting in that seat. So yeah, I'll probably go back and just get 1 new saddle blanket, you know, seat cover with some blue stripes, something like that. Try to help, you know, keep the blue theme going on. But yeah, it's a pretty honest truck, you know. I like this thing. That's what I like about it. It's original and it's honest. It's not really a rust bucket per se. Surely it's got some out here in the rockers and the, you know, the usual places, but it's not rusty up top. It's not rusty in the firewall. Not a rust bucket. It's a dent bucket. Is that a name for these? Because that's what this one's got. It's got dents. It's a dent bucket. Yeah, I like it. I need to get it off the trailer here. I need to get it flipped around, and I want to stick it up against the fence there, kind of in front of the Longhorn where that's at. But I need to run to town, so I'll probably do that and come back and flip it around and offload it. And I want to get these split rims off of it and do that next, and then go from there. Yeah, probably spent a good hour or two today working on it, cleaning up. It's already looking a lot better. It's always nice, and it's always the quickest transformation is just that initial, you know, cleaning, the initial pressure washing. And yeah, it's cleaning up. It's looking all right. All right, I just got back from town, and I gotta show you guys something. I was still kind of hoping to find a key in this thing, or around it, or just hidden somewhere. And I thought, you know what, just for shits and giggles, let me try the Longhorn keys. Look at that. They work. It's a little bit of a struggle to get it to turn past the initial, you know, point. It's not quite the right key. And I've heard of guys having luck with this with GM vehicles. Like, you know, there's only so many cuts. There's like 26 different cuts, and some of them are kind of, or maybe there's more than that. There was 126. I don't know. Somebody can chime in the comments who might know more about it. I never had two trucks that, you know, took the same keys, or I've been able to have success with. But these two are really close. You'll see here, like it takes a little bit of finagling. And the key cylinder's not worn out. It's not, because the key doesn't slide out of it after I get it there. But with a little bit of finesse. Yep, look at that, see? And that is on this engine start. So I've got a key, almost. It's just a key to another truck that kind of works. All right, well, we got a key that kind of works and turns the ignition cylinder. So I put a hot battery in this thing, and let's see if it'll turn over. I mean, for all I know, it could be locked up. I haven't even checked yet. I kind of just bought it as is. See what happens here. Hey, that's a plus. The dome lamp switches on. Yeah, that's cool. Okay. Oh yeah, baby. Nah, she ain't fucking done yet. All right. Okay. To put that on and hope it works, or to try a different one, or to take the top off this one and blow it out real quick, then put it on. All right. What's it got to do? I just noticed that this is missing a bunch of parts. Basically, it's choke stuff over here. It could have been a manual choke one, but sure. But it's missing a bunch of, I don't think it was a manual choke one. I think it had the linkage. I think it had a choke stuff, and somebody robbed it off this parts. And then there's linkage that's supposed to run from there. And yeah, it's missing some bits, and I'm looking inside it too, and it's filthy. But I've got a couple Edelbrocks lying around. I have one that is a bad body, so I'm thinking maybe a 2-into-1 deal here. We get an Edelbrock put together for this thing, and then just get an adapter too, because the truth is, it's not the correct. That's a spread bore, and an Edelbrock should kind of have a square on it. Should at least have an adapter to get kind of next to the right size. You know, early in the video, I kind of talked about, oh, I like it because it's kind of unmolested and, you know, not messed with. And it's one of those things where I kind of probably think I'm talking some, you know, bunch of bull crap. But it's beat up. This thing did not live a nice life. It's not a nice pickup at all. But, like, this is what I'm talking about. Stuff like this. See that? The little P on that 3/8, you know, head. You know, it's basically a sheet metal screw. Those are the original bolts that hold these mirrors on. And it's got them, you know, and stuff weird like that. That works. You know, that's not, you know, as typical. Doors. Seen better days. The split rims. This isn't cool to me. They look kind of dumb, but you know, usually when you have a truck that's got them on it still, it's usually untouched. If they weren't fixing this or changing this, they weren't fixing or changing anything else, and usually a pretty original truck if it's still wearing a set of these. So it's just kind of funny to me. It's definitely a, you know, a beat up truck, but it's, besides that motor being changed out, I mean, even then, again, like I was just saying, it's got all the original, you know, stuff they plopped on that motor. Not far off from way it came factory. It's just got 50 plus years of wear and tear and abuse on it, but not much got changed and not much got altered. So I like that about it. But yeah. Well, here's where I'm at. I'm gathering my thoughts here. I had an open day today, and I just went and got this thing basically yesterday, and I was thinking, let's just do a quick video on this thing today. And I kind of, again, I wanted to ask the viewers, what do you guys think we should do with this thing? I wanted to kind of put the questionnaire out. What would you guys do if you guys brought this truck home? I have a few ideas of what I'm going to do with it. And one of those things is truly going to happen to it. It was just, again, one of those deals where I put an offer on it a few years ago, and the guy called me back saying, come get it. And the price was right. And I'm happy with it. I'm happy with the truck. I'm just not quite sure of what my initial first plan, or my final plan with it, I should say. I know what my initial plan is, but my final plan for it, I'm not sure quite yet. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think of the truck? Let me know in the comments. And what would you guys do with it if you brought it home? What would you do with it? 1972 C20 two-wheel drive. I'm going to cut the video here. I'm going to quit messing around with it here because, again, like I was just kind of showing the carb there and whatnot. I've got some options. I don't need to kind of get an adapter, I think, and properly bolt an block to it that is going to pretty much be gone through. Or we'll get that Q-Jet and try to use it and see if that can, you know, work for the time being if I run off that. So I got to get some parts there. I got some playing around to do, and I'm kind of out of time. So it's getting dark here, and we got some other stuff going on this weekend. I don't have much time to work on it. Probably not until next week or even the week after. So best thing to do right now is just kind of basically get this thing unloaded and let it marinate and get a carb sorted out for it. And then we'll basically be doing, of course, a will it run video, the, you know, almost cliche YouTube car guide video, but they're fun. So that's where I'm at. I'm basically throwing in the towel for the day. Got it cleaned up, got it a lot more respectable, and getting off the trailer is the next thing that needs to happen. So I will do that tonight. So here's my plans for it. This is the initial plan that is going to happen. Going to get the thing running, or try to get it running and driving under its own power. Basically make it so it's not a dead horse. That is kind of crucial and very important for its survival. It needs to happen. It needs to be a running and driving pickup. It's not worth much. You know, some guys in the comments will be saying, oh, that's worth a whole lot of money. Well, it's not. It's a C20 long bed two-wheel drive. It's beat up head to toe. It does not have a good body panel on it. I mean, the cab is decently solid and buildable, but you look at the cab behind both doors and it's all beat in, and it's got a big old dent in the roof. So there's not a single good body panel on it. The bed's beat up, the doors are beat up, the fenders are beat up, the hood's got a big old dip in it. Like there's nothing good body-wise on this thing. So there's no good body. It's 8 lug, which isn't as desirable as in a two-wheel drive fashion as a 5 or 6. Guys are usually building C10s. They're not attracted to C20s. I'm not shaming that. Look at me, right? If you're going to use one to work it, 8 lug is the way to go. Whether it be 4-wheel drive or 2-wheel drive. I mean, that's what the truck. That's a truck. That's as truck as it gets in these years is 8 lug, and I like them. But again, it doesn't add to the value. You know, if this was a 5 lug, you know, 72 2-wheel drive, it would be appeal to a lot more people. People would be like, oh, I'll buy that and cut down to a short bed, or oh, I'll make a hot rod out. People are attracted to those because you basically make little hot rods out of them. You make a little runaround pickup. When this is kind of shamed or thought of as like the big dorky, you know, camper truck or the big, you know, it's not as desirable at all. They're the most common and least desirable. And most of the time people just use them for parts trucks is what they use them for. And this one got a whole lot of good parts on it. So what's it good for, right? So that's where I'm kind of at with it. I certainly can use it. I would use it. But what I got a billion trucks lying around here. So what purpose is this one going to serve? So that's where I'm kind of at with it. Chelsea's 67 C20 8 lug truck has this big old Horkin. Doesn't even fit in the freaking camera. Oh, nope. That doesn't get any better. There we go. Big old camper on it. And it's been stuck on this truck, and we drive this truck around, we like this truck and whatnot, but we got a great deal on this nice camper, and she's got her pickup here, which is a nice little pickup. There we go. But basically, since we put this camper on this truck, it's been stuck on it. So I've been looking for a place to put this camper, where it can be, well, basically mobile would be nice too. Not just set it up on blocks somewhere where it doesn't move either. Put it in a truck that is not basically needed or need to be used, or, you know, any of that. So I'm almost thinking as a storage solution for the camper. Not saying that's all it'd ever be good for, but certainly it could be a spot where I could put that onto there, and it could basically alleviate our stuck camper on the 67 issue. Oh, it could greatly help out with that. Basically going from having this camper stuck on this truck as it's been for the last 3 years having a spot to put it. It's not to say it doesn't go back on that when we want to use it, but it's nice to have that truck be it's just normal truck when we need it and want it to be that way, and to put us on as we please. So this could be the great spot to put it, where I can still move it around. And heck, if I get this thing, you know, reliable enough, I can use it on that truck, right? But it's kind of a thing of, I can take this off and go put on some blocks, and then it's just every time I gotta go, you know, well, it's stuck where it's at, right? If I take it off and put it on there, it could be a little bit more mobile. Is that the best idea? I don't know, but it's one of the ones I came up with today, and it actually isn't terrible. The other thing, we have a racing league, and we race trucks. And there's no talking it up and making it sound like something special, because it's not. I'll just show you guys some clips. So this is our racing league. Whoa! Evan here, yeah, with some big old pile of shit square body, whatever the hell this thing is. The biggest piece. Not a single dent in it yet. That's gonna change.
It's just 5 different trucks.
Yeah. All the worst pieces from 5 different trucks. Start that bad boy up. Oh yeah.
Just second that.
Yeah. I know, I was waiting for it. I've used Dale's, what I've been using, number 3, and it of course is a 4-wheel drive K20 jacked up, and it runs darn good, and it'll keep up with the best of them out there on the straights. Then the corners come, and I'm all over the board and trying to keep that thing, you know, upright and not on its roof. And the talk has always been, and maybe it's just us just sitting here daydreaming and not really knowing and need to get to just trying it, because we can't say for sure or not. But Dale's only 67 72 out there. Devon's ran a square. We got a few other OBSs out there, and they're of course all rear leaf spring trucks, and some 2-wheel drive, some 4-wheel drive. So we got some leafs, some torsion bars, and some coil springs in the front. But what we talked about that would maybe be the golden ticket for bombing around out there if you had some good traction would be a coil spring trailing arm truck. Of course, this is the suspension setup they use in NASCAR. Now, are we doing 200 miles an hour on a asphalt super speedway? No, we're not. But the suspension setup is super effective, and there's a reason they use it in many forms of racing. It eliminates basically all axle wrap and hop, and is great at putting power to the ground, as well as, you know, soaking up bumps and just being a suspension setup as well. So it's super effective. This is, of course, the last year for it on GM light duty trucks, 1972. After that, they went to squares and they got rid of that great suspension and went on just to building some crappy, you know, cheaply made trucks. So this is the last of the, well, the coil spring rear 3/4 tons and half tons. And so the talk about it's always been, you know, you need a big Eaton, and I have to put a nose spin in it or weld it or do something, get it locked up out back with the coil spring. And the idea is that it would eat out there. It would absolutely eat. Oh, I must, you know, also say, because this is maybe you guys are talking about, well, no, a 4-wheel drive would do best. We typically run the event in the wintertime, so it gives us something to do in the wintertime, so we don't all get cabin fever out here. But it's also a 2-wheel drive event. So I'm running Dale, but I'm running it in 2-wheel drive. A few of those OBSs are 4-wheel drive as well, but they're just running in 2-wheel drive. So the league is a 2-wheel drive basically restriction. So the idea was the best 2-wheel drive truck for ripping around out there and possible traction would be a coil spring with a locked up, you know, 2-tire spinner out back. So here's one. And I've always kind of thought that about it as I put an offer in it years ago and just kind of watched it. I was like, that would be maybe a good racer, you know, and bust the glass out and, you know, save all the good parts off of it that are good, and have a dedicated race truck. You know, put a rip snorting little motor in this thing, letter it up. I mean, we're not talking just, you know, demo derbying this thing and, you know, crashing it being done. It's like having this be the dedicated, you know, race truck, the dirt track truck. So that's my other possible long-term plan with this truck. And then of course the other would be just to get it running and driving, sort it out, and sell it and flip it. Somebody else can buy this thing. Yeah, so we got 3 options there, and maybe all 3 of them are happening. Well, no, because after I make it a race truck, it ain't coming back from that. We're not out there. It ain't gonna get wrecked in one weekend. And that's why we basically, we're gonna do demo derby with cars locally and whatnot, but we opted to kind of form this racing league, and it allows us to consistently have fun with the trucks. We've got lots of trucks flying around, so we got surplus in, and we're, you know, not literally out there running each other over and ruining them in you know, just a weekend. We're putting efforts towards, you know, keeping them going and having it be a more of a long-term thing where we're racing these things, you know, multiple times. So take it however you guys want to take it. Some guys, oh, don't do that, you're gonna ruin it. Well, it kind of already is ruined. This is where I'm kind of at with it, and it's standing right here in front of me and telling you guys she's rough, and it looked like a good specimen to me to turn into a racer. So yeah, and a good one at that. I'd make sure of it. So there's my thoughts. Again, let me know in the comments what you guys are thinking that you might do with something like this or with this truck. Those are my thoughts. I'm basically gonna get it running. That has to, for any of those things I've listed off, it has to get running. So we got to get it running. So next video on this thing is, will it run? You know, 72 C20, is it gonna run again? And after that, it's either gonna be, well, a placeholder for a camper, a mobile camper. Well, another truck to stick a camper on, so it alleviates that truck basically. Turn to a racer, or sort it out mechanically and kind of make it a little more honest truck out of it, and pass it on to somebody else. Let it be someone else's, you know, project and farm truck, whatever it be. I mean, honestly, we got a lot of farms around here, and somebody might just fall in love with this thing locally and want to put it back to work. All right, guys. Thanks for watching the video. I appreciate you guys' support and you know, everything. And again, drop a comment below what you guys think you guys do with this thing, and if you aren't already, and if you like the video, please consider subscribing. Helps the channel out and helps make more of these videos. And yeah, as always, guys, more 67 to 72 content soon, and more on this truck. What should we do with it?